Out here, you learn that to keep growing, you have to keep changing. CHS and the farmers and ranchers we serve know all about change, because together we've changed agriculture. That's why we're the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the country.
Basketball on 106.7 FM and 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City, and streaming online at foxsportsrapidcity.com. This is your home for the best coverage of local sports in the Black Hills. And now we take you live to the Anytime Auto Sales broadcast booth.
And good evening and welcome to Carroll Tire Gym in Rapid City. Tonight it's round 2 of the Rapid City rivalry as the Rapid City Stevens Raiders host the Rapid City Central Cobblers in girls basketball action. Hi everyone, and thanks for spending your Friday evening with us. I'm Jerome Wickersham along with Dean Gurr. Welcome to the J&J Truck and Auto Body pregame show presented by J&J Truck and Auto Body. For the highest quality work and hassle-free customer service, let J&J take the stress away and get your vehicle back on the road. That's J&J Truck and Auto Body on East Philadelphia Street in Rapid City. So the Raiders and the Cobbler girls teams take center stage tonight as they meet for the second time this season. Rapid City Stevens has 10 wins and just 2 losses. Currently, they're ranked 5th in the latest media basketball poll. Meanwhile, the Central Cobblers are 0-11 after suffering a heartbreaking loss to Spearfish last night by 2 points. So first off, we're excited for another rivalry game between these two teams, but this game also comes with an additional storyline as we have a chance to witness history tonight. Rapid City Stevens senior Talia Porter. She is closing in on WNBA great Becky Hammond's all-time scoring record here at Stevens High School. Talia is just 26 points away from becoming the all-time leading girls scorer here at Stevens High School. Now, Dean, it certainly will be a special moment for Talia to break a record that has stood for just a little over 30 years.
Yeah, that is a quite a while for a big record, and yeah, that's the additional thing. Tuesday, what's going on tonight? You think about, with the stock show being in town and the nice weather out, everything. Hey, thanks for coming in and checking out a lot going on tonight, whether you're listening live on GoRaidersLive.com or whatever it may be. You're right, you do get a chance to witness a long-standing record. Becky Hammond, not well, but a little while after I graduated high school. So it's been a while, and to see someone come out, play as well as Talia Porter has, what she has meant to this team for all the years that she has played, and just a big impact. And, yeah, what do you say about breaking such a long record? She just does it with all of her tools that she brings to the game. She does such a great job. Even watching the last game, against Brookings, just her ability to just get to the line, just shooting free throws. I was looking through numbers, and it was just kind of incredible what she is. She's shooting 84% from the line. She has made 85 free throws this year. The next best Raider is Marley Sayumanatafa. She's made 15. 85 versus 15. That's how, and that's just one section of what she does tonight. So she means so much to this Raider program, the school, the history of basketball in South Dakota, girls basketball in South Dakota. It's just all of that. It's on tonight, and it just kind of leaves me speechless a little bit.
And this is the 5th year that Talia Porter has played at the varsity level, and so it'll be interesting. We'll definitely keep an eye on that record here tonight. But let's break down this matchup as both teams continue to warm up and get set for tonight's tip-off. Of course, Rapid City Stevens, they had their 7-game win streak snapped the other day, in fact, last weekend, when they lost to Brookings at home, 55-53. The Raiders didn't shoot the ball very well, especially in the first half from long range. And at one point, Brookings led by as many as 10 points. The Raiders battled back, but they just fell short there, losing by 2. But hoping for a much better performance here tonight.
Yeah, you're right. It was not a good shooting performance for them. They hit some shots, which was nice, but they didn't hit what they need to. They turned the ball over way too much. In fact, you kind of have two teams kind of heading in the different directions. I know, each coming in with a loss. But in a way, I think the Cobblers, I thought they played really well last night. Of course, you're playing Spearfish, a really good team. Couldn't quite get the win, but they hung around there. So I think they're trending. That's not the buzzword nowadays. They're trending in that direction. Whereas the Raiders, it wasn't horrible, but for the Raiders, it wasn't good to see them get out there and play there last weekend. So, both teams the Raiders hoping to get back in the right direction, and obviously the Cobblers hoping to continue in that direction right into a W tonight. I think tonight's game is going to be much different than it was the last time these two played in early January.
Talia Porter had 19 points in the loss to Brookings last Saturday. You talked about the Central Cobblers. Again, they were so close to getting that first win last night of the season, but they lost to Spearfish 59-57. Leah Landry led the way with a double-double last night, 23 points and 10 rebounds. But again, the Cobblers, they came so close to getting that first win, and we've seen some improvement through the recent weeks, but they just can't seem to get that first W of the season.
No, it is for the Cobblers. Obviously, with the addition off the injury list, Coley Cruz, I think she's had that impact. And I think for Coach Young, that I think she's kind of started tweaking a few things here and there, obviously with the addition of Coley Cruz, but just kind of, moving things around, maybe a different kind of attack style. But last night, I'll tell you what, Jo Pierce, the 8th grader, she was draining shots, and specifically threes last night. She was on fire, and she did all she could to keep the Cobblers in that game. In fact, they just wouldn't go away. And Spearfish is probably happy to be done with that game because, like you said, they would kind of stretch a little bit, and then the Cobblers would make a shot, and they'd come back and stretch and come back. And like we said, that's kind of the way the Cobblers, they've been heading in that direction. And if each player tonight can play the game that Coach Young has set up and that they bring, each of their talent levels bring to this game, it's going to be a great matchup.
Of course, Rapid City Stevens, they won that first meeting 4 weeks ago over there at Howard Nas Gym by a score of 67-39. Talia Porter scored 31 points. In fact, she had 24 of her 31 points in the first half in that first meeting. So, Dean, as these two, the Raiders, you look at their team, they have 2 losses. Both of their losses have come here at home. And for the Central Cobblers, they're playing their first road game of the season. They played their first 11 games at home. So, interesting matchup coming into tonight. What are your expectations for these two teams?
Well, like I said, I think this is going to be a much better game than it was last night. I think the Raiders kind of ran away with it early. The Cobblers, they weren't quite where they are right now. Like we said, kind of, figuring out Chloe Shreve was actually, she actually had a pretty good game that day and was able to get things together a little bit, and I think that really kind of helped the Cobblers. Unfortunately, they've kind of been up and down as it goes. Some nights just not shooting well and not handling the ball, turning it over too much. That's kind of gone back and forth. But the last couple of games, I think they've just been heading in that right direction. So I think Coach Young probably feels that maybe the Cobblers are in their groove a little bit better on tonight.
Again, this is the Raider Cobbler girls game tonight right here on Fox Sports Rapid City. You're listening to the J&J Truck and Auto Body pregame show. Let's take a look at our keys to the game. They're being brought to you by Dakota Discount RV. You can find the key to building lasting family memories with a new or pre-owned RV from Dakota Discount RV. Just take a look at their great selection of RVs at 2 locations. Dakota Discount RV across from Cabela's on JB Road in Blackhawk, and find them online at dakotadiscountrv.com. Dean, what will it come down to tonight between these two ball clubs?
Well, let's start with the visiting Cobblers first. Obviously, they got to be able to take care of that basketball. The Raiders are going to want to speed them up, try to force turnovers, so they have to take care of it, slow down, be cautious of what they're doing with it, especially on that made basket, right in the backcourt. They got to really watch it because that's where the Raiders like to do their damage. When they get into the front court, they need to, like we said, do what skill brought you. If it was shooting, passing, working inside, Chloe inside, I think between Leah Landry I don't think shooting outside is her deal. I think driving and getting rebounds and working inside is her game. And if she can do that, I think she's probably more physical than any one of the Raiders. I'm just going to say that right now. Leah Landry, she works so hard underneath. I think she's going to be a huge factor in tonight. So if she can kind of take care of that, take care of her role, and they can knock down some shots, I think the Cobblers will be right in this game. For the Raiders, kind of the exact opposite. They're going to want to push. They're going to want to force turnovers, get the Cobblers to get really nervous, not know what they're doing. The Cobblers do a great job of getting hands in the passing lane. And then, like this didn't happen on last Saturday, the Raiders got to be able to knock down some shots. They struggled in that department, and it really hurt them. So take care of the basketball themselves, but really forcing turnovers and knocking down shots.
And again, that's our keys to the game, being brought to you by Dakota Discount RV. And you can find them across from Cobblers on JB Road in Blackhawk and DakotaDiscountRV.com. Let's take a look at today's players to watch, powered by the E3 Sports Complex. E3 is Rapid City's newest indoor sports facility, featuring 4 full courts for basketball and volleyball. Have your athlete unlock their full potential with expert training and coaching from the E3 trainers and coaches. Learn more and get your athlete started by visiting e3sports.org. Check out the E3 Sports Complex on East North Street in Rapid City.
And, aside from a playoff game, none bigger. Regular season game, none bigger than the crosstown rivalry. So we got to go with the biggest players for the Cobblers. We're talking about Leah Landry, the sophomore, her impact. She's got to have a major impact tonight, a chance to do it in front of the opposition crowd. And who else but Talia Porter? This is her night to do something. She obviously cares more about the Raiders winning this game than she does about breaking records. So we'll be talking about records. She'll be talking about how she's going to, help her team get to the victory.
And again, that's our players to watch, powered by the E3 Sports Complex. You can visit them at e3sports.org or check out the E3 Sports Complex on East North Street in Rapid City. We are moments away from the tip-off. A great crowd on hand here tonight. Of course, there always is when these two teams meet, but of course, like we said earlier in our pregame show, history could be made tonight with Talia Porter, as she could likely or could possibly become the all-time leading scorer for girls basketball, breaking a 30-plus year record held by WNBA great Becky Hammond.
Yeah, definitely hang in here. And thanks for watching and listening tonight. It's going to be an exciting night.
It should be a lot of fun tonight. So we will pause now for the national anthem, though. And then when we come back, we'll get you ready for the tip-off as we get to our starting lineups. We'll do that when we return in 2 minutes, right here on 106.7 FM, 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City, and FoxSportsRapidCity.com, as well as GoRaidersLive.com.
So farmers own the system they count on, with advantages at every step. From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions, we create connections to empower agriculture. Learn more at chsinc.com.
Would you buy your insurance from a cartoon character?
What's up, Doc?
Cartoons are good for a laugh, but when you're in an accident or you need your home covered and need help, it's no laughing matter. That's why you need a real person, like Lance at Van Z Insurance Associates. It's not just simple insurance either. Lance has you covered with home, life, auto, and business. Van Z Insurance is your place to call. Stop by today or give Lance a call at 605-393-2399.
Melissa Christensen with Engel & Volkers is a trusted real estate advisor in the Black Hills. She brings precision, dedication, and clear communication to every transaction. Melissa focuses on service, not sales, always putting her clients first. She's also passionate about supporting local youth activities, helping to strengthen communities and build a brighter future for our kids. Whether you're looking to buy or sell, Melissa is here to guide you every step of the way. Stop in or call Melissa Christensen with Engel & Volkers today.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
When life gets hard and our thoughts get too much to bear, finding the resiliency within us can help us find healing. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline provides 24/7 free support for anyone in suicidal distress or emotional crisis. All texts and calls are anonymous and connect you to local resources that uphold cultural values and pave the way to healing. Find the strength within you. Find the strength within our culture. Reach out if you need help today.
Community banking should be kind of personal. That's because there's no one-size-fits-all when it comes to you. Fortunately, Security First Bank gets that. And that means you get more, too, like online tools, in-person expertise, and tailored banking solutions for your family or business. So, from balanced budgets to bucket lists, we're the bank for all you're doing. Security First Bank.
You're listening to South Dakota High School basketball on Fox Sports Rapid City, presented by Black Hills Surgical Hospital Sports Medicine and powered by Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center.
And welcome back to the J&J Truck and Auto Body pregame show, presented by J&J Truck and Auto Body right here on Fox Sports Rapid City, as we are closer to tip-off here tonight in round 2 of the Rapid City rivalry in girls basketball action. It's the 10-2 Rapid City Stevens Raiders getting set to take on the 0-11 Rapid City Central Cobblers. Let's take a look at today's starting lineups. They're built by Connect Home Center and Ace Hardware, whether it's residential or commercial. Connect Home Center has been your hometown lumber yard since 1928. And Ace Hardware. Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks. First for the visitors on the scoreboard, again, the first road game of the season for the Rapid City Central Cobblers. They played their first 11 games at home. And so for the Rapid City Central Cobblers, their starting lineup looks like this. Number 3, Coley Cruz gets in the starting lineup. She battled back from an injury, and she is back in the starting lineup. Coley is a 5'6" sophomore. Also, number 14, Chloe Shreve, a 6'2" junior. We have number 15, Leah Landry, a 5'10" sophomore, coming in, averaging almost a double-double, almost 15 points per game and 9.3 rebounds per game. As well as number 21, Jill Pierce, a 5'6" 8th grader, and number 22, Olivia Pierce, a 5'7" junior. Head coach in her second year for Rapid City Central is Taya Young. Looking at the starting lineup now for the home team, the Rapid City Stevens Raiders. It looks like this. Number 1, Brittany Jones, a 5'6" senior guard. Also at a guard forward, number 3, Talia Porter, averaging 21.3 points per game. Talia is a 5'10" senior. At a guard, a 5'5" junior, number 11, Finley Love. Also number 22, Jessa Griswold, a 5'8" junior guard. And at a guard forward, number 23, Hallie Peterson, a 5'9" junior. Head coach for the Raiders in his fourth year is Adam Dannenbrink.
Hallie Peterson fouled out of that game in Brookings, and I think that had a big impact because the numbers that she brings to the game, just her physicality and getting rebounds and playing defense. And she gets on the floor. She works equally as hard as all the rest of the Raiders, and so to not have her right at the end when you needed some big rebounds, I think probably hurt them.
Let's meet our officials for this ball game. The Law on the Court brought to you by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office, Division of Consumer Protection. Today's officials are Roy Schwartzer, Genevieve Osborne, and Bo Garcia. Raiders in their home white uniforms. The Cobblers in their visiting red uniforms. Cobblers win the tip, going from right to left. They go to Pierce. She'll shoot the three. That one is good from the left wing. for Olivia Pierce.
Both Joe and Olivia Pierce, their ability to drain the three has really changed this team around.
Jones at the other end, and a travel on Jones. It looked like she was trying to drive to the basket. She stops, but takes too many steps.
Yeah, she kind of drug that back foot, and it's easy to see because those big orange shoes she got out there.
Landry to Cruz, now back to Landry. She'll get it to Pierce in the front court. Here's Pierce back to Landry. Cobblers lead 3-0 with 7.5 minutes left here in the first. Right side, they go to Cruz. They work it into Shreve. Shreve lost the ball. It's going to be Pierce. They get it to Landry. Landry to Shreve. Baseline jumper is good for Chloe Shreve. And just like that, a 5-0 Cobbler lead. At the other end, Finley Love kicks it out to Jones. Jones on the wing. Dribbles around the perimeter. Left side, they go to Peterson. Peterson back to her left. Then the Raiders going from left to right. They send it back out to Jones. Now they go to Porter. Porter touches the ball for the first time tonight. Porter in the lane, kicks it outside to Jones. Jones drives to the elbow. Sends it to Love. Love, top of the key. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Crossover dribble, left corner. Here's Griswold for three. That one is no good. Allie Peterson the rebound. Peterson to Love. Now it's Griswold. Her shot no good. Porter the rebound and the putback for two.
Guess who? Everybody's working hard, but who's cleaning it up? Talia Porter.
Again, Talia Porter, 26 points away coming into tonight from breaking Becky Hammond's record. Here's Shreve at the other end. A tough shot. No good. Griswold comes away with it. Griswold to Peterson. Peterson drives hard to the basket. The scoop shot too hard off the glass. No good. Landry the rebound. Landry races down that right sideline, gets into the front court, spins in the paint. And a travel there on Leah Landry. She tries that every game. She has that spin move, but sometimes gets called for the travel.
Yeah, she just really has to work on the spin because she thinks she can stop, plant, and then spin, but she needs to hit it on the ground as she's taking that spin step.
2 minutes gone by. It's a 3-point Cobbler lead on the State Farm scoreboard. Top of the key, crossover dribble to Peterson. She'll give it to Love. Love. Back to Peterson. Peterson gets over to the free throw line, picks up her dribble, finds Porter along the left baseline. She'll dribble out to the wing. Porter against Landry drives, and we're going to get a blocking foul on Landry.
Well, we got to watch it. Fouls has a potential to be so huge tonight in a game like this. The wrong person fouling out. We already talked about it. Haley Peterson got a huge rebound over here earlier, a couple possessions ago. Kept the dribble alive. So keeping people in the game is going to be huge.
That's number 1 on Landry. First team foul against the Cobblers this quarter. Jones, left side, passes the ball or hands it off to Love. She'll race around the perimeter. Gets it to Porter. Porter spins back to her left. Drives, puts up the shot. No good. It is Cruz that comes away with it. In a hurry, Cruz pushes the ball into the front court for the Cobblers. Right side, they go to Landry. Cross from the scorer's table. She dribbles to that wing. Picks up her dribble, sends it out to Pierce. That's Joe Pierce. She'll hand it off to Cruz. Now back to Landry. Landry works inside to Shreve. Shreve puts up the shot. It's blocked out of bounds by Jones, who got a piece of it. It was a mismatch, but Jones still able to get a piece of the ball that time.
It actually wasn't. She just threw it out of bounds. Jones got in her way.
Oh, okay.
Threw it away. So the Raiders are going to keep an eye. Coach Young is now trying to plead with the official, Bo Garcia. Like, how did Leah Landry get a foul? She didn't have her arms out. She was straight up. I'm paraphrasing, of course.
Here's Porter to Love, top of the key. Love drives, puts up the shot off the glass, no good. Landry the rebound, her second of the ball game. Landry pushes the ball to Pierce in the front court. Joe Pierce the basketball. Picks up her dribble. Passes to Landry on the right side. Landry looking inside. Instead, she'll go back to Olivia Pierce. Now they go to Joe in the left corner. Joe sends it out. It's going to be overthrown. It goes into the backcourt. Cruz chases it down, and a backcourt violation.
Who knew Joe Pierce had such an arm on her? She chucked it clear across the court, and they had to go chase it down. So what looked good early on for the Cobblers is kind of fallen into kind of stale mode.
Slow start for the Raiders. They trail by 3 points to the Cobblers. almost midway through this first quarter. Here's Porter, the basketball, drives, puts up the shot, and gets the layup for the Raiders.
And, of course, Landry afraid to foul. She wasn't in a good position anyway, so she just basically stuck her arms up and let her go.
5-4, the Cobblers by 1 with 4 minutes to go here in the first. Cruz around the perimeter, being guarded by Peterson. Gets around the screen, sends the ball to Shreve. Shreve backs her way in and banks it in for 2.
Good job by Shreve. One-on-one. She plays the contact off Brittany Jones.
It's now a 3-point lead once again for the Cobblers, 7-4. 3:38 remaining in this first quarter. Left corner, Jones the basketball. Jones to Hayden Thornton, who's checked in. That one no good, but Love there got the rebound. Her shot is no good. Landry comes away with it. Landry with 3 rebounds in this first quarter. Gets it to Love. Now they get it to Shreve in the low post. Shreve double-teamed, and again she banks it in, and she splits the defenders.
Yeah, she's usually not good, but the first defender was on her outside, so she was double-teamed, but not on the backside.
A 5-point lead for the Cobblers. 3 minutes remaining in the first. Here on the State Farm scoreboard, Porter again the basketball, being guarded by Landry. Puts up the scoop shot, no good. Rebound into the hands of Landry. She'll push the ball. No, it's going to be stolen. Here's Peterson, 2-on-1. Peterson pulls up, going to pop the jumper. That one is no good. Landry the rebound and a whistle against the Raiders.
Peterson, I think she got hit in the head. She's going to kind of stagger off a little bit over there, or her arm, or
she is exiting.
Yeah, she is. Looks like she's in pain just the way she's walking.
That is going to be the first on Hallie Peterson, first team foul. A couple of substitutions. We have Jessica Griswold checking back in, as well as the 7th grader, Marley Sayumanu Tapa. Maria Alvarez in for the Cobblers. So give the ball to Landry. Landry, being guarded by Griswold, gets into the front court on the far side. Ball knocked out of bounds. It'll stay Cobbler basketball after the reach there by Griswold. Coley Cruz will trigger it in from the right sideline. They go to Landry in the right corner. She's double-teamed. Landry drives the baseline, puts up the shot. It bounces around the rim and goes in.
Again, players doing what they're supposed to do. That's what Landry does. Chloe Shreve doing what she does. Now we're just missing some shots from the outside.
Largest lead for the Cobblers now at 7, 11-4. Griswold in the low post. She's going to get the basket and put it in for 2. Jessica Griswold. And it's 11-6. Here's Cruz in the backcourt. Cruz again coming back from a knee injury early in the season. The ball's going to be knocked out of bounds. It'll stay Cobbler basketball. Here comes Joe Pierce. She'll check in the ball game.
It's interesting. As of right now, the Raiders have not put on that big zone press that they do, so well. They just kind of turn it around. I don't know if he's just waiting for that time to spring it. We know it's coming.
Number 4, Aubrey May Lou, the 5'9 junior, also in the ball game. Joe Pierce the basketball to May Lou in the left corner. Had the ball knocked out of her hands. The ball is loose, picked up by Cruz. Cruz in the paint, puts up the shot, and in for 2.
Again, that's kind of one difference for the Cobblers now. They're kind of way more aggressive in getting after attacking the rim.
7-point lead. There's the scoop shot by Thornton. No good, but she gets fouled. So Hayden Thornton, the 5'9 junior, headed to the free throw line.
Going to go against Pierce. Oh, they're going to go Landry.
Landry with her second.
And she wasn't in any position. That was an easy call for Royce. There are 2 Cobblers there, and unfortunately, I think Landry might have to sit down. 2 fouls in the first quarter.
Mm-hmm.
That makes her, defensively anyway, play much less. So now that kind of changes the aspect of the game right now.
Chloe Shreve checks back in the ball game. There's the free throw. That one is no good. Sayumanu Tapa gets the rebound. That shot's no good. May Lou comes away with it for the Cobblers. May Lou gets the ball to Olivia Pierce. Now they give it to Cruz. 13-7. 6-point lead here for Rapid City Central. May Lou top the key, bounce pass to Cruz. Cruz back to May Lou from the right elbow, pops the jumper. That one in and out, no good. Sayumanu Tapa gets the rebound. Outlet pass goes to Porter. She'll get into the front court on the far side. Single. Drives, puts up the shot. She is fouled.
Can't
and
do that.
Porter heads to the charity stripe.
You know, and Joe Pierce, she was the tag player. She saw her coming in, and Coach Young said, "Look, if you're gonna block her, you're gonna be a help. You got to get yourself over there and be ready." She just kind of reached in and just kind of hatchet moved on. And you know, and again, we talked about this in the pregame show. Talia Porter, this is her bread and butter right here. 84% from the line. She's 85 out of 101.
And she misses that free throw. A rare miss for Talia Porter. We're down to just 63 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Cobblers lead 13-7. Here's the second free throw. This one is good for Porter. She has 5 points. Brittany Jones comes in. Talia Porter will sit, likely for the final 63 seconds of this first quarter.
Sure depends on what happens here.
Yeah. Olivia Pierce gets it into Joe Pierce. Pierce crossover dribble, getting double teamed. Hands the ball off to Cruz. Cruz trying to get into the front court, and the ball is going to be stolen by Griswold. Griswold to Love. Love the reverse. It is up and no good. It bounces around the rim. We're going to get a jump ball between Jones and Olivia Pierce. Possession arrow belongs to the Raiders. So Brittany Jones will trigger it in from the left baseline.
You can kind of tell, you know, the attitude right now going on. The Cobblers are playing with so much more confidence right now.
Jones gets the ball into Love. She'll send it out to Thornton. Thornton, top of the key, drives to the right, hands it back to Love. Now they go to Seyu Matutapa. She gets in the lane, puts up the shot, no good. Olivia Pierce, or Joe Pierce, rather, gets the rebound. Now it's going to be stolen by Thornton. Thornton, the floater in the paint. That's no good. And I think they're going to whistle Jessica Griswold. That'll be her first team second. Still 13-8. A 5-point Cobbler lead. 29 seconds remaining. The shot clock is off. Joe Pierce in the backcourt. Lost the ball. And it's going to stay Cobbler basketball as it rolls out of bounds. Olivia Pierce will trigger it in. Full court pressure D by the Raiders. They'll get it into Cruz, and Cruz loses it. No, it's going to be last touched by Thornton.
Yeah, Thornton kind of tipped it out. Again, this is what we see. Just the Raiders are just up in your face. They're just challenging you to throw the ball. And now I thought they were going to trap her right in the corner there.
Joe Pierce races into the front court.
There's your trap.
Right to midcourt, and a travel on Pierce.
Yeah, they just baited her into that corner, and right there, iced her, ran over there, and forced her into something she didn't want to do, and another turnover.
And Talia Porter does not sit out the final 63 seconds.
Well,
With 14 left, she comes in.
Yeah, you got final play. You got your best scorer on the court.
Porter drives, puts up the shot, and it's in for two.
Yeah, just a mismatch right there with the defender against Pierce. Like, I got this one.
1 second, Cruz puts up the shot at the buzzer, and that will do it. That's the end of one here at Carroll Higher Gymnasium. On the State Farm scoreboard, insured by agents Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick. At the end of one, it's Rapid City Central 13, Rapid City Stevens 10. We will step aside for 1 minute. You're listening to high school basketball on 106.7 FM, 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City, and also on GoRaidersLive.com.
Advertising can be a struggle. Where to spend your money? Are you reaching the right audience? If you are looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here's your ticket with Live Ticket TV. With over 90 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you advertise locally with just your home team or reach the region and state. Plus, a portion of all sales go directly back to the school. Get a hold of Dylan Kessler today and let's get started in building your brand with Live Ticket TV.
And welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales, Service, and Detail broadcast booth. Sales, service, and recreation. It's Cobbler basketball to start this second quarter. They lead by 3. Here's Shreve in the low post. Turnaround jumper, the shots blocked. Shreve gets it back. She will get the basket +1.
So Brittany Jones did a great job. Got the first block on her, then she spun around as she got the ball back and then gets the foul. So the and one, Chloe Shreve. We kind of saw her. She kind of, showed up. We saw her play a little bit. Then she kind of really stepped out that last game against the Raiders. And then she kind of disappeared for a while, but she's back and playing well.
And the ball, the miss by Shreve, it goes out of bounds. It'll be Raider basketball. Chloe Shreve, though, with 8 points here in this, as we're early in the second quarter. Here's Porter in the front court, top of the key. Getting this game coming your way on Fox Sports Rapid City. Jessica Griswold hands the ball to Peterson. Peterson out to Jones. Jones fires the 3. That one off the mark, no good. Porter the rebound. A scramble for the loose ball. She hits the deck. She gives the ball to Jones. Jones out to Love. Love drives to her left. Puts up the shot. Shreve gets the block. And it's going to be Pierce who comes away with it. She gets it out to Landry. Landry slows it down. Gives the ball to Cruz. Now back to Pierce. Olivia Pierce to Joe. Joe looking inside for Shreve. She'll hand the ball off to Cruz. Cruz to Shreve. Shreve spins to the baseline, now kicks it outside. Landry for 3. That one in and out, no good. The rebound into the hands of Porter. Porter into the front court, gives the ball to Peterson in the corner. Peterson drives, puts up the floater in the paint. That one in and out, no good. Landry the rebound for the Cobblers. Landry to Coley Cruz. A 5-point Rapid City Central lead. Here's Shreve, double team, puts up a shot. We're going to get a whistle against the Raiders.
And that might be number 2 on Brittany Jones.
It is. It is number 2 on Brittany Jones. Second team foul this quarter. Hayden Thornton coming in, and Brittany Jones will exit. Hayden, a 5'9" junior coming into the ball game. Transfer from Rapid City Christian.
I think Chloe done some work out of some. Her hands are much stronger than the last few games that we've seen.
Coley Cruz, they get the ball into Pierce. Here's Joe Pierce, left side to Cruz. Cruz gets around the screen to the right, drives, puts up the shot. No good off the glass. Porter the rebound for the Raiders. She'll push the ball to Griswold in the front court. Griswold to Love in the corner. Love drives back to Griswold. She'll try to bank it in, and she does.
It's a great move, great work between Finley and Griswold as teammates.
3-point Cobbler lead, 15-12, with 6 minutes remaining here in the quarter. And we're going to get a backcourt violation on Joe Pierce.
Step back across. Watching, and again, they just iced her. It was Finley Love there, and then all of a sudden, here comes Jessica Griswold out of nowhere. And, that's a lot for an 8th grader. I think Joe Pierce has played really well for an 8th grader. But again, she's still working her way, feeling the varsity level, and the Raiders put that pressure on her.
Finley Love from the corner. That 3 is bouncing around the rim. No good. Finley Love came flying in there.
They're going to call her. She looks around like she didn't do anything, like the fox in the hen house or something. But, yeah, she definitely flew in there and got that. And I love Finley Love's her game here. She's elevated the offensive aspect of her game.
We'll have a 30-second timeout, called by the Raiders or by the Cobblers. So 5:44 remaining here in the second quarter on the State Farm scoreboard, insured by agent Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick. Rapid City Central 15, Rapid City Stevens 12. We'll be back in 30 seconds on 106.7 FM, 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City.
Where can you get?
And we're back here at Carroll Hire Gymnasium on this Friday night as we welcome you back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail broadcast booth. Cobbler basketball coming out of that timeout. They get it to Shreve in the front court. Shreve backs her way in. She lost the ball. And it's going to stay, though, Cobbler basketball, last touch by Griswold.
Yeah, Griswold did a good job of forcing Shreve to kind of errantly dribble it, and then she stuck in there, but unfortunately stepped out of bounds.
Get a great crowd on hand here tonight. There always is when in the rivalry game. That shot by Landry, no good. Griswold ahead to Love in the front court. She'll slow it down for the Raiders. Cross-court pass to Thornton in the right corner. She drives, gets in the paint. The layup, good for Hayden Thornton.
Yeah, she lost her defender, getting those steps, driving in the lane. She was all alone.
That's 3 points for Thornton now. It's a 1-point Cobbler lead, 15-14. In the corner, they go to Maria Alvarez, who's checked in. Now right side to Pierce. Pierce, bounce pass, trying to get it into Shreve. It's going to be stolen by Porter. Porter races into the front court, goes coast to coast, and gets the layup at the other end.
Joe Pierce didn't know what to do. She's like, I see her coming, and I can't take the charge.
11 points now for Talia Porter. And we're going to get a timeout by the Cobblers. Coach Young,
with her hands on her hips, she's not happy.
She is not happy. It is a full timeout with 4:47 to go in the second quarter on the State Farm scoreboard, insured by agents Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick. Right now, the Raiders with the 1-point lead, 16-15 over the Cobblers. We're back in 30 seconds right here on 106.7 FM, 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid
Surprisingly
City.
great rates on auto and renter's insurance at State Farm. I'm State Farm agent Matt McCormick, and I'm your one-stop shop in Rapid City for protecting your car and your stuff for surprisingly great rates. So stop looking around. Call me, State Farm agent Matt McCormick, for surprisingly great auto and renter's rates today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
Belly Brother.
And welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales, Service, and Detail broadcast booth, sales, service, and recreation. 4:47 to go in the second quarter. The Raiders trailed through the first quarter. They trailed by as many as 7 points in this ballgame. They now have a 1-point lead, 16-15. It'll be Cobbler basketball. They get the ball in. They bounce pass down low to Shreve. Shreve splits the defenders, puts the shot up. It's no good. Porter comes away with it. Porter back the other way, and we're going to get a whistle. It'll be a hand-checking foul against the Cobblers.
Yeah, that was Coley Cruz was just all over her. You know, and it's hard to play her. You got to stay with her. She was just a little too aggressive.
So that is the first on Cruz, first team foul this quarter. Raider basketball. Here's Talia Porter. Again, they show her with 9 points on the scoreboard. They go to Peterson, top of the key. Peterson drives to the right, gets to the elbow, gives the ball to Griswold, back to Thornton. Thornton trying to work it inside. Instead, she drives. The ball is loose. It's going to be a jump ball between Peyton Wetch and Hayden Thornton. Hayden Wetch has checked in the ball game, the 5'7" sophomore for the Cobblers, as well as Aubrey Maylou. Talia Porter will trigger it in. Porter to Griswold, out to Thornton. Here's Porter in the left corner, drives, jump stop, and puts it in for two. 11 points now for Talia Porter. 4 minutes to go here. Leah Landry double team, trying to get rid of the basketball. Thornton gets the steal, but Landry gets it back. They go left side to Wetch. Wetch out front. This is Cruz. Cruz is going to fire a three from the top of the key. No good. The rebound grabbed by Love. Outlet pass goes to Peterson. Peterson ahead to Porter in the front court, and she baits it in for two. And now here's a big steal by Finley Love. Finley Love to Griswold. Out to Peterson. Peterson in the paint. There's the floater. That's good for Peterson.
The Raiders are just kind of turning it on right now. You can see the zone trap.
There's another one. They get it to Porter on the low post, and Porter baits it in for two.
Their body, and Coach Young said, okay, that's enough. You could tell it was coming at some point in time. Coach Dannenbrink it's like, release the hounds, and he just lets them out, and they go after it. Finley Love is so quick. She's got such great hands, her and the rest of the Raider company. And then Talia Porter, who's just good all around at everything, just down there, the recipient of a lot of these turnovers.
At the end of one, it was 13-10. The Cobblers had that 3-point lead, but now it's a 14-2 run in this second quarter as the Raiders grab that 9-point lead. That's their largest of this ball game.
And here's one of the big downsides right now is Coach Young has used 3 of her timeouts. She only has 2 left in almost half a quarter and then a whole nother half to go. And, she's just trying to keep the ball from, or rather the game from getting out of hand. But, she's got to be able to corral. You got to do what you got to do.
Cobblers will get the basketball coming out of that timeout. They go to Joe Pierce, the 8th grader. Joe, crossover dribble, gets in the front court, being guarded by Haley Falcon, the sophomore. Pierce, crossover dribble, left side, gives the ball to her sister, Olivia. Olivia, top of the key. Olivia around the screen to the right, double team. The ball is loose. Players diving for it. We're going to get a jump ball. Possession arrow belongs to the Cobblers.
How about Sayu Manatapa? She actually knocked that ball away, and then she had the presence of mind to see it rolling away. Gets down on the floor next to Shreve and said, I want that.
Dean, they did, not to say that my scorebook was right, but they did correct the scoreboard. It now shows 15 points.
Of all the scores tonight of everyone, you got to make sure you got that one right.
Exactly. Here's a steal by the Raiders at the other end. Again, they lead by 9. Hayden Thornton in the front court, top of the key, drives to her left. Now they go left side to Falcon. Falcon, who is known for her long-range shooting, gives the ball to Porter. Porter gets to the elbow, lost the ball. The ball is loose. We'll get a jump ball with possession arrow belonging to the Raiders.
It's funny when you watch it, when you see Porter with the ball and you see a one-on-one matchup with her on the perimeter, you're like, uh-oh, here it comes, because you know she's going to make a move and try to drive to the lane. Now, the Cobblers, obviously, they've been coached into that. Hey, be ready. When she gets to drive in the lane, you got to be able to get in there, because once she gets near the rim, then it's pretty much all over.
2.5 minutes to play till halftime.
There it is. Look at this right here.
Here's Porter. She'll take a step back, fire the 3. That one off the right side of the iron, no good. Leah Landry chases down the loose ball. Landry into the front court, pushes the ball right side to Pierce. Pierce gives it to Maylou. Maylou is going to shoot the long jumper. That one bounces around the rim. It's died, too, though, for Maylou.
Yeah, foot was on the line, but that one just died right there. The fell in.
At the other end, there's a 3 by Falcon.
Joe Pierce kind of looked at her like, dang it, I knew you were going to do that to me.
10-point lead for the Raiders, 27-17, just under 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Here's Cruz into the front court, being guarded by Thornton, gets around the screen to the right corner, gets along the baseline, tried to get it to Landry. Instead, it's going to be knocked out of bounds. It'll stay Cobbler basketball. Allie Peterson checks back in. She's going to replace, it's like Hayden Thornton. Again, 1:46 to go here in the second. It's a 10-point Raider lead. Cobbler basketball out to Landry. Landry playing with 2 personal fouls. She drives, spins back to her left, puts up the jumper. That one's no good. A battle for the rebound. Sayu Manutapa comes away with it. She'll get the outlet pass to Peterson. She'll push the ball to Griswold in the front court. The shot by Griswold bounces around the rim. No good. A battle for the loose ball. 3 players dive for it. And another jump ball. This one belongs to the Cobblers.
Yeah, in fact, Sayu Manutapa she's such a presence in the middle. Even for a 7th grader, she's just kind of really dominating that paint when she gets in there. She's got the hustle and everything.
Landry will trigger it in from the right baseline. She'll throw it into the front court. Landry gets it to Shreve in the front court. She's got a quite the arm. Could be blocked by Sayu Manutapa.
And then we're going to get a foul by Chloe Shreve. Boy, not to throw football out there, but she looked like Travis Kelce out there, kind of boxing, got the red shirt on and everything, made the great catch, but then she turned into basketball, and Sayu Manutapa was like, not in my house, and slapped it away.
The block by Sayu Manutapa, and then she gets fouled. That's the first on Chloe Shreve. Second team foul this quarter for the Cobblers. Still a 10-point Raider lead. 1:10 to go here in the second quarter. Crossover dribble by Porter. She gets in the paint, puts up a shot. Full coverage. No good. Landry the rebound. She'll get the ball to Shreve in the front court. Shreve will get the layup at the other end in transition.
I thought she was going to dunk it. Come on.
10 points for Chloe Shreve. Here's Jessica Griswold now. Griswold in the paint, trying to work it down low, but she throws it again away, kind of to the right.
Yeah, as she was driving in, she was going to throw it ahead of Porter, but Porter spun, and I know she saw her, but I don't know. I think she thought she was going to spin backwards. I don't know.
They get the ball in. Peterson's going to knock it out, though. They try to get it into Joe Pierce.
Here it is. Coach calls it in. Space. He wants some face guarding here, and
49 seconds remaining before half. 27-19, the Raiders by 8. Here's Landry. Landry against Griswold. Slows it down. She crosses the timeline. Now they'll get it to Pierce. She'll go to Maylou. Maylou fires the jumper. That one an air ball. Falcon comes away with it. She'll push the ball to Peterson. Peterson to Porter on the front court. Driving the right baseline. Puts up the shot. No good. Griswold comes away with it to keep it alive. They go out to Falcon. She'll shoot the three. That one is no good. Cruz comes away with it for the Cobblers. The shot clock is off. The Cobblers can hold for the final shot of this first half if they choose. Double teamed is Landry. Bounce pass left side to Joe Pierce. Pierce to Maylou. Maylou tries to work it into Shreve. Shreve puts up the shot. She is fouled. And Chloe Shreve, for the second time tonight, she heads to the charity stripe.
It was almost a great assist by Maylou. She dished it right in. Shreve double teamed, able to hang on to. Like I said, I think she's done workouts or something with her hands. She's doing a much better job of hanging on to that ball. We saw a couple of games where she just, it's like Crisco. Just, it was greasy and she couldn't hang on to anything. But right now, just maybe she got something from the Oakland Raiders to throw some stick 'em on her hands or something. I don't know, whatever it is. She's just doing a much better job tonight. I go back on this end of the court. It was Porter got the ball down to the low block. The Cobblers doubled her and kept her away from the rim. She forced up the shot, and it was no good. Shreve makes both free throws. She's 2 for 3. We're down to 3 seconds. Porter stops, fires the three off the buzzer. It is no good, and that is halftime. Boy, that would have been a great, not a cap on the night, but a great transition right there to have her knock that down.
Our Consolidated Construction halftime show coming up next when we come back. Right now on the State Farm scoreboard, insured by agents Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick. At halftime, it's Rapid City Stevens 27 and the Rapid City Central Cobblers 21. We are going to step aside for 1 minute. We'll come back with our halftime show when we return on 106.7 FM, 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City, and also on GoRaidersLive.com.
Is the bark of the town. Belly Brothers is one of the top-rated local auto shops in South Dakota. From an oil change to transmission repairs, they'll treat your car with exceptional service at reasonable rates, with plenty of financing options also available. Holding an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau since 2008, Belly Brothers will get your tail wagging. And visit Jennifer Young next door for your tax accounting needs.
You're listening to South Dakota High School basketball on Fox Sports Rapid City, presented by Black Hills Surgical Hospital Sports Medicine and powered by Physio.
And again, welcome back to Carroll Higher Gymnasium on this Friday night with Dean Gurr. I'm Jerome Wickersham. Thanks for joining us on Fox Sports Rapid City as we welcome you to the Consolidated Construction halftime show built by Consolidated Construction. From start to finish, Consolidated pledges a quality experience every step of the way. When it comes to your next big vision and project, work with someone that was born in the Midwest and has ingrained their business into this community. That's Consolidated Construction at onecalltobuild.com. So here at halftime, 27-21 is your score. Rapid City Stevens, who led by as many as 10 points, now lead by 6 here at the break. Looking at it by quarters, it was the Cobblers who jumped out to the early lead, and they led 13-10 at the end of one, but they were outscored in that second quarter 17-8. But Dean, just real quickly, we'll do our Talia Porter watch. She does have 15 points in the first half, but just taking a look at the first half, the Raiders obviously coming in with that 10-2 record. They're 5th ranked in the state, but the Cobblers, playing much better than they did the first time around, and we do have a ball game here.
Yeah, absolutely. They've really increased their team ability. That's what I'm going to call it here. Chloe Shreve, like I said, she's not turned the ball over nearly as much as she has before. One-on-one, she has the move around the rim. So you got to be able to double team her on the backside. Keep her from spinning one way or another. So she has really kind of stepped her game up. Landry's, who was always the big factor, and her aggressiveness, she's continuing. Now she was kind of doing more for the perimeter for a while, but now she's kind of turned back into, I got to get into the inside and work around the rim as well. So you got two players who are being very effective inside in those two. And now, right now, the piece that they're missing tonight, specifically, is shots from the outside. They're 1 of 2 from the three-point land. If they can get 2, 3, 4, or more of those kind of to start to fall tonight. Now, the Raiders are doing a great job in defending that perimeter, so they're not going to let them just kind of shoot shots all over the place. But that's kind of that third factor that's really kind of helped the Cobblers kind of start to head in that right direction. They are knocking down perimeter shots to go with that inside game. It makes them much more difficult to guard there. So that's kind of the piece that they're missing here tonight to kind of, they, like I said, they did a great job early on. They worked hard, built that lead. It's only a 6-point deficit right now, but again, all those pieces have to keep plugging along.
And for the Rapid City Stevens Raiders, again, 15 points in the first half for Talia Porter. They had that slow start once again. They only had 10 points in that first quarter, but again, their defense picked up. They had 17 second quarter points, and it was more of a typical Raider team that we're used to seeing.
Yeah, 100%. And we talked about it. The bottom line is that zone press in the backcourt, that is really what you hate to say, that's kind of like the catalyst, I would say, as far as the Raiders. Their points off turnover are fantastic, and then, their ability to just get easy shots, all of that stems from that zone press and how quick they are, and their hand placement where it is, their ability to read the pass, and just they kind of gang up on you. They do it much like Mapia Lucha does. They do it constantly as well. They can sniff the ball out. They know where it's going. They can read your mind almost when you're going to throw a pass one way or another, when you get into trouble. All of those things. That's really kind of what spurs them on. If they just drop back and just do that full court man type thing, it's just there. It just opens up more opportunities for them to try to defend in the front court of the opposition. They do okay with that, but there's no doubt the catalyst is that zone press.
Again, here at halftime on the Consolidated Construction Halftime Show, Rapid City Stevens leads Rapid City Central 27-21 in girls basketball action. Let's take a look at our box score. It's being brought to you by The Box. The Box is the Midwest's most innovative event center, featuring the best courts and space to host multiple games. The Box is the premier youth sports venue, but sports aren't the only thing they can host. The Box can cater and host any of your meetings, conventions, or receptions. To plan your next event, visit thebox.live. First, for the visiting Rapid City Central Cobblers, they're led at the break by Chloe Shreve with 12 points. She comes in averaging only 9 points per game. Her high this year has been 18 points, but Chloe with 12 first-half points. We also see 3 points for Olivia Pierce and 2 points each for Leah Landry, Chloe Cruz, and Aubrey Maylou. Landry had to play she had to sit just a little bit due to some foul trouble in that first quarter. For the Rapid City Stevens Raiders, Talia Porter, 15 first-half points. Again, that puts her just 11 points away from breaking Becky Hammond's all-time scoring record here at Stevens High School. We have 4 points for Jessa Griswold, 3 points each for Haley Falcon and Hayden Thornton, and 2 for Hallie Peterson. Dean, some other stats?
Yeah, not anything that really jumps out. Rebounding is about the same, although the Raiders have 7 offensive rebounds. That's a huge number. And the Cobblers kind of back to what they don't want to do, turning the ball over 11 times. Now, they're shooting better, 47%, whereas the Raiders are only shooting 34%. That probably, again, like last week against Brookings, kind of stemming back into here. Just some of the shots are normally used to, not falling, but it's gonna their defense and that press is gonna kind of change that around here a little bit. So, yeah, it's not horrible, but definitely a few things kind of stand out a little bit.
Both teams are back onto the court. Let's take a quick look at our coaching adjustments for each team. Our coaching adjustments brought to you by Lee Cruz, your local New York Life agent in Rapid City. Lee is ready to help you and your family put a game plan together to secure your financial future. Don't wait. Take action and Google Lee Cruz, New York Life. So, Dean, what do you see as any big adjustments or changes in the second half?
Well, if I'm the Cobblers, I am doubling Talia Porter away from the basket. Don't let her get the ball down low. Let her get it up top. She still does a really good job of getting through that, but you got to be solid. You got to close that door. You got to keep her away. And I know it's scary because the Raiders can shoot the ball really well from the perimeter, but I think Porter is such the catalyst that if you can keep her away from the rim, I don't mean rebounds. She's going to get a rebound. I just mean keep her off the rim when they're running through their offensive set. Force her into those errant shots from farther away than point blank, from something outside the block, not inside the block. I think you got a better chance at that if you're going to do that for the Cobblers. That's defensively. Offensively, there's no doubt. Landry needs to kind of step up. And then your X person, whoever it's going to be tonight, whether it's going to be Cruz or one of the Pierce sisters, they have got to step up tonight and do what they do on the court. And I think defensively for the Raiders, I think 100%. Keep that press on, force those turnovers. It's going to make a difference in the game.
And that's our coaching adjustments brought to you by Lee Cruz, your local New York Life agent in Rapid City. Well, you heard the horn. That's going to wrap up our Consolidated Construction halftime show as we get set to start this second half here at Harold Higher Gymnasium. Again with Dean Gurr, I'm Jerome Wickersham, right here on Fox Sports Rapid City as well as on GoRaidersLive.com. 27-21, the Raiders with that 6-point lead. They have the basketball going from right to left now. They'll give it to Peterson, now back to Porter. Porter hands the ball off to Griswold. Same starters for both teams. Here's Brittany Jones. Jones gets to the elbow, now spins back, bounce pass, and it's going to be a steal by Pierce. Joe Pierce the steal. Pierce into the front court, gives the ball to Landry. She drives the left baseline. Landry gets the ball out to Cruz. Cruz puts up the scoop shot. That one is short, no good. Jones the rebound, pushes the ball in the front court to Griswold. Griswold back to Peterson. Peterson drives to the left, gets in the lane. Now back to the right side. They're going to go to Finley Love for three. That one off the mark, no good. Landry the rebound. Again, it was whiteout cancer tonight, so a lot of white shirts here. They work it into Shreve. The shot is up and no good for Shreve, again, who had 12 first-half points. Porter back the other way, in the lane. Gets to the right. That shot is no good. Shreve the rebound. Pushed a little bit from behind. She'll get the ball to Landry. Landry races into the front court. Bounce pass to Pierce. Pierce at the shot block. The ball is loose, and it's going to be Griswold who comes away with it.
Jones did a great job of saving it from going out of bounds.
They go to Peterson, now to Jones. Jones on the right wing. Back to Peterson. Peterson around the screen. Bounce pass to Porter on the low post. Porter spins to her right, puts up the shot, and a travel on Talia Porter. Kind of just lost her balance there.
Yeah, the ball, she lost it on the dribble, had to kind of pick it up and tried to make a spin move, and just kind of lost where she was at against Leah Landry. Of course, Landry, you hear that whistle, Landry's thinking, oh no, not another foul.
It's going to be full court defense for the Raiders. Leah Landry will trigger it in from the right baseline. Landry, can throw it into the front court. Instead, she'll elect to go to Pierce. Pierce, crossover dribble, picks up her dribble now. Trying to get it to her sister. It was Joe trying to get it to Olivia. It's knocked out of bounds. It's going to stay Cobbler basketball. Griswold exits as Hayden Thornton comes in. Right at midcourt, Cruz will trigger it in. Trying to get it in. Love knocks it out of bounds.
So quick. She can just read it so well. It's like, and she's smaller than Leah Landry. So she probably just hid right behind her and sprung into action.
So Cruz again will trigger it in right in front of the Cobbler bench. Trying to work it inside to Shreve. It's going to be stolen, though, by Porter. It's overthrown. Porter comes away with it. Gets in the front court. Crossover dribble. Gives the ball to Thornton. Thornton drives. Had the ball knocked out of her hands. Peterson keeps it alive. They go back to Porter. Porter spins to her right. Picks up her dribble. There's the feed to Thornton. She crashes to the basket. And we're going to get a foul. I think that's Landry.
Yeah, it's going to be on Landry. She came from the backside to try to swat the ball away and didn't get over there. So that is going to hurt. Again, right now, she only has 2 points. They need Landry in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Her rebounding ability and everything she does around the rim, they need her in that game, and I think she's going to have to sit.
Stacey Thornton at the free throw line. She makes her, or gets the free throw, makes her 4th point of this ball game.
So Coach Young said, Leah, you have to watch it. You have to be careful. You're going to have to give up some of those easy. You can't get those cheap fouls. She's had a couple of them here tonight. You got to give those up and save the fouls for when you're just out hustling and just got caught in a bad spot.
Thornton makes both free throws. She has not missed a free throw this season. She's not attempted a lot, but she has not missed any. Here's Pierce in the right corner. It's an 8-point lead for the Cobblers. Pierce tries to get it to Shreve. Shreve in the low post. Puts up the shot and almost got the basket. It's going to be a whistle, I believe, on Porter.
I think it's going to be Porter. She just kind of stuck her hands up there and said, you know what, throw the ball over me. But she wasn't facing. In order to establish legal guarding position, you got to be facing. You got to be facing the player, and she wasn't. When she got it, she kind of got it, and then turned sideways and then turned her back and just said, go over the top of me, see if you can make it.
And Shreve, after missing her first free throw, she has made 3 straight. Has 13 points in this ball game. Second free throw attempt by Shreve is no good. A battle for the rebound. Porter comes away with it as Landry kind of stood back there.
Two great players fighting it out. I love the no call.
Here's Thornton on the wing. Gives the ball to Peterson, top of the key. Peterson drives to the right, hands the ball to Griswold. Griswold dribbles to the left elbow. They go to Jones. Now to Thornton. Thornton's going to fire a 3. That one off the mark, no good. Landry with her 11th rebound in this ball game. Here's Landry into the front court. Right corner to Pierce, trying to work it to Shreve. Once again, she's triple-teamed. Back to Pierce. She's going to shoot the 3, and it's no good. A battle for the rebound. It's going to be stolen. Actually, a jump ball between May Lou and Jones.
How about May Lou? I don't know if Porter knew she was right there. She came in, swatted the ball away.
5 minutes to play in the third quarter. 29-22, the Raiders by 7. Tully Cruz gets the ball into Landry. Landry puts up the shot. That's no good. A battle for the rebound. That's last touch by Landry.
Well, I thought that was going to be on Landry.
I did too.
She came down. She had an arm right in the chest of Haley Peterson.
So it'll be Raider basketball, again leading by 7 on the State Farm scoreboard. Peterson to Jones, top of the key. Jones dribbles to the right side, being guarded by Cruz, spins back to her left. Now crossover dribble. They go to Thornton in the left corner. Thornton drives in the lane, puts up the scoop shot. That's no good. Shreve the rebound for the Cobblers. Outlet pass, they go to Landry. Landry in the front court. Landry out to Cruz. Cruz takes too many steps there. She decided once she got the ball to try to make her move and gets called for the travel.
How about Jessica Griswold? She had Landry right there. She stopped Landry right in her tracks. Otherwise, Landry is heading to that rim.
So the Raiders with the basketball, they go with Griswold, Peterson, Thornton, Porter, and Jones. Here's Jones in the front court on the far side, or on the near side. Dribbles to the top of the key. Picks up her dribble, bounce pass to Porter. Porter against Shreve. Lost the ball. It's going to be picked up by Jones. Back to Porter in the corner.
There you go.
Porter drives the right baseline, backs her way in on Shreve, puts up the shot. It was blocked by Shreve.
Right. Good job by Shreve. She forced her underneath the basket. Got the double team to pin her there, and she just couldn't get up and underneath.
Porter will trigger it in from the right baseline. Low-scoring third quarter here. Here's Thornton now to Peterson. Peterson crossover dribble in the paint. Puts up the shot. In and out. No good. Shreve the rebound for the Cobblers. They'll get the ball out to Cruz. Cruz in the front court. Cruz picks up her dribble. Passes to Landry. Landry looking inside for Shreve. Gets to that wing. Cross-court pass left side to Maylou. Maylou to Cruz. Cruz again. In the lane. Right side, they'll go to Maylou for three. That one is no good. Thornton grabs the rebound. She'll race into the front court for the Raiders. Here's Thornton. She'll pull back now, get to that right wing. Get it out to Jones. Now they work it inside to Porter. It's going to be tapped away, though, by the Cobblers.
That was Maylou again. They're trying to go over the top of her. She's like, I got some arms.
Here's Cruz. Left side, they go to Pierce. This is Joe Pierce, the 8th grader. Dribbles to her left, now spins back. She'll give the ball to Cruz. They work the ball into Shreve. Shreve in the low post, puts up the shot. That's no good. Peterson the rebound for the Raiders. Peterson to Porter. Porter in the front goes. Porter in the lane. Splits the defenders, puts up the shot, and a travel on Porter.
I was wondering, he kind of got bumped, so they're probably going to argue the foul. See Coach Danbring was turning his head sideways. She kind of got bumped, and she tried to squeeze through. She does that a lot. But as she tried to squeeze through the two defenders, that's when she kind of drug her foot there.
Maria Alvarez and Olivia Pierce check back in the ball game. Joe Pierce races into the front court, right in front of the Cobbler bench. Gets around the screen to the top of the key. She's at midcourt. Left side, they go to Alvarez. Alvarez, and here's a steal by Thornton. Thornton in the front court, drives and gets the layup for the Raiders. 7 points for Hayden Thornton, 31-22. A 9-point Raider lead, 2.5 minutes to go in the third. Landry now in the paint, pulls up, shoots from the free throw line. That's an air ball. Maylou tried to save it, but it's into the hands of Thornton. Thornton back the other way for the Raiders, gets to the top of the key. Thornton around the screen to the wing, now back, or she backs away in, kicks it to the corner. There's Falcon for three. That one is no good. A rare miss by Haley Falcon.
Right.
Back the other way, Landry into the front court. Landry spins, puts up the shot. It's from Landry.
Landry move we love to see. Great spin move, body control, lays it in.
4 points for Leah Landry. 31-24, the Raiders by 7. Porter drives at the other end. She draws contact. That's going to be on Maylou. That will be number 1 on Maylou.
Again, when it's one-on-one, Porter's going to look to drive. You got to be ready for that. And
actually, that must have been a travel on Porter.
Did they call another travel?
They must have called a number. No, right. I thought it was a foul on Maylou.
Right. Porter's going to sit down.
There's Peterson. She gets the steal in the backcourt. She'll cross the timeline. Sayunatu Tapa checks in for Porter. Here's Finley Love. Love to Thornton. Thornton back top of the key to Falcon. She'll hand it to Love. Love in the paint. Puts up the running jumper. That's no good. Landry the rebound. Landry in a hurry. Gets into the front court. Now she slows it down. Landry on the wing, wants to drive on Peterson. She gets to the corner, bounce pass to Shreve. Ball tapped out. It's going to be stolen by Falcon. Ahead to Thornton. Thornton in the front court, drives, puts it in for two.
Oh, she owes a lot to Finley. Finley Love, absolutely vertical, knocking that ball away from Chloe Shreve and created all of that.
6 points in the quarter, 9 points overall for Thornton. Cruz at the other end, lost the ball out of bounds, tapped out by Peterson. Here's Olivia Pierce. She'll come in for Aubrey Maylou. Then the Raiders going with Thornton, Sayumanu Tafa, Falcon, Love, and Peterson. Chloe Cruz will trigger it in. She gets the ball in. It's going to go to Landry. Landry, Shreve, Cruz, and the Pierce sisters in the ball game for the Cobblers. Down to 45 seconds now. Shreve looks trying to work it into Landry. She does. He's triple teamed, and Landry will get the basket +1.
Again, that's the Landry that the Cobblers need right now to climb back into this. They're not far out, but she was triple teamed, went to spin to her left, saw that there was a double team on that side, so she went to her right and went right through the traffic. The foul got the hoop.
That last foul is going to be on number 43, Marlene Sayumanu Tafa. That is her first. Landry completes the three-point play. She has 7 points in the ball game. 33-27. The lead is 6 for the Raiders. 30 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Falcon gets the ball to Love. Love has to chase it down into the corner. Love sends it out to Peterson, and a quick timeout by head coach Dannenbrink.
Yeah, he's got about 5 seconds difference in the shot clock, 5.1 seconds difference there. He wants to set up something, kind of a last-minute shot. You want to keep this the final possession. You get something in, you don't give them the Cobblers enough time, should you miss it or even make it, and then they can inbound it and come back the other direction.
24.1 seconds remaining here in the third quarter on the State Farm scoreboard. 33-27. This is definitely a ball game here tonight.
Yeah, it is. And the number, we talked about numbers. Of course, the Porter watch, she has no points in the third quarter. 0 points. In fact, she's touched the ball maybe half a dozen times, but only a couple of actual real attempts in at the rim. The rest of it, she's just kind of...
She's had a couple of turnovers.
Yeah, and a couple of turnovers. So she's kind of created a couple of things, but in general, not really getting inside the paint.
Again, about 5-second differential in the shot clock and the game clock. Down to 17 seconds. The scoop shot by Peterson, no good. The whistle Shreve for the foul. That is her second. Second team foul. At the free throw line is Hallie Peterson. She has just 2 points in this contest. At the free throw line for the first time tonight, that free throw is no good by Peterson. 6-point Raider lead, 33-27. Big crowd here on trying to witness history tonight.
Right.
Second free throw, no good for Peterson. Here comes Landry, left corner. Pierce drives the baseline and a travel on Pierce.
And she kind of smiled. Yeah, I took off, and she's quick, but maybe a little too quick for her shoes.
Talia Porter comes back in with 9.6 seconds to play. Aubrey Maylou in the ball game late in the third quarter.
I don't like what Maylou's done. She's had a couple of blocks, of course, a couple of turnovers here.
And now she gets to guard Talia Porter.
Right?
Here's the ball. They let it bounce. Now Porter picks it up. Porter into the front court. 7 seconds. Porter around the screen to the left. Drives the left baseline. Falling down, she kicks it out to Falcon for three. She was good for the buzzer.
Boy, what a setup. Porter she got double teamed again, keeping her away from the basket. She kind of started to fall down. No problem, collects herself, finds her beloved teammate. The Falcon Flyer lets it go.
Haley Falcon knocks down the three at the buzzer. And that'll do it. That's the end of the third quarter here at Carroll Higher Gymnasium on the State Farm scoreboard. Insured by agent Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick. At the end of 3, It's Rapid City Stevens 36, Rapid City Central 27. We are back in 30 seconds right here on 106.7 FM, 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City, and also on GoRaidersLive.com.
Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
DannyMenholtToyota.com.
And welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast booth. Sales, service, and recreation as we start this fourth quarter. Raiders with the lead, 36-27. They try to get the sweep over the Cobblers this season. Cobblers last defeated the Raiders a little over a year ago. They work the ball into Porter. Porter in the low post gets the basket +1.
Yeah, you isolated on her. You got to be able to defend it well. She did a good job of putting Meilu on her back. Got even as she kind of turned the corner, she kept Meilu where she wanted her, which was in a bad position to try to make a block.
7:43 to go in this fourth quarter. Talia Porter with 17 points. She needs 9. That free throw is good for Porter. Now with 18 points.
And a steal.
And a steal by Jones. But a travel on Jones.
Yeah, she took a look, glanced up at the rim to see where she was at, and then decided to stop and go back the other way, and that's where she got the travel.
Coley Cruz gets the ball in. They go to Pierce. Joe Pierce in the front court. Pierce hands the ball off to Landry. Landry.
And one. There you go.
Gets around the screen. Over the ball knocked out of her hands by Porter.
Porter, quick hands there. It looked like you could see Porter and Love kind of, determining, okay, he goes this way, I'm going to take her. If she drives this way, you take her.
Landry will trigger it in as the ball was knocked out of bounds. She gets the ball into Pierce, back to Landry. She fires the three from the corner, no good. Griswold the rebound. She'll push the ball into the front court. Griswold spins back to her right. They go to Porter. 7:15 remaining. Porter to Peterson. Peterson, left side, they get it to Love. Love around the screen. Drives to the right baseline, puts up the shot. No good, but a foul on Chloe Shreve. That is her third.
Yes. Really, Love. Look how quick she is. I swear she left skid marks on the court from her shoes just taken off. She makes that hard corner and able to get the body lean as she's head toward the rim and gets the foul.
7:06 to go in the fourth quarter. Here's Finley Love to shoot two. She misses that free throw. Finley Love, surprisingly, she is scoreless in this contest.
Interesting to see the free throw stats tonight for the Raiders. Obviously, still got a whole quarter to go yet, but I don't know if it's going to be the greatest.
Love makes one of two free throws. 13-point Raider lead, 40-27. We have 7 minutes to play. Here's Olivia Pierce in the front court. They go to Shreve. Shreve on that wing. Out to Landry. Landry now drives in the paint, puts up the shot, and it's going to be a holding call, so it's on the floor. No shot. That's on Brittany Jones, her third. First team foul against the Raiders. 6:53 to go in the fourth quarter. Cobbler basketball. Coley Cruz gets the ball into Pierce. Now they try to work it in to Shreve. Instead, it's going to be stolen. Here's Porter in the front court. Porter in the lane. Drives, splits the defenders, and gets the basket.
Yep. You have to defend her much farther out. Force her to get around you, and you have to put a double team.
Porter 6 points away from breaking the record. The ball goes through the hands. Cruz gets it. Now they go to Pierce. Back to Cruz. Cruz, left corner, Pierce. She's going to fire the three. That one is no good. A battle for the rebound. Jones comes away with it. It's going to be a jump ball, I believe.
Kind of looked like Chloe Shreve kind of wrapped her arms around her, but she got her hands on the ball, so they're going to give her that jump ball. Cobblers are going to keep it on that jump ball. The 4-high inbound look here for the Cobblers.
Ball thrown out to Pierce. Pierce being hounded by Griswold. Picks up her dribble. Left side, they go to Cruz. Cruz, top of the key. She decides to drive. There's the scoop shot. It is good for Coley Cruz.
And the football move. Did you see her protect the ball? I want to teach my running backs to do it that good.
42-29, the Raiders by 13. Love a 3 at the other end. That's no good. Shreve the rebound. And we're going to get a whistle against, I think, Hallie Peterson.
Yeah. Just trying to get in there. You just try to knock the ball away and you get those fouls. Those are the kind of ones, maybe save those type of fouls for other situations.
There's number 2 on Hallie Peterson, second team foul. 5:51 remaining. Again, Talia Porter is 6 points away from breaking the record. Here's Landry in the front court. Landry, right side to Cruz. Coley Cruz, double teamed right in front of the Cobbler bench. And we're going to get, I think, a timeout, or Taya Young wanted a timeout.
Yeah. But she knows she only has 2, so she can't, waste it on... it's hard. You want to be able to save the ball because you want to keep yourself in this game here.
Cruz comes out of the ball game.
The Raiders are just so good at using that 6th player, that sideline, and just forcing you into just an errant pass because all you got is 2 bodies in front of you. You can't see anything.
Jones to Thornton. Thornton for the Raiders. Dribbles back to her right. Passes to Jones. She pump fakes, drives. There's the floater by Jones. Bounces around the rim. No good. A battle for the rebound. Landry comes away with it. Landry for the Cobblers works her way into the front court. Landry on the right wing. Wants to drive the baseline. She spins, puts up the shot, and she will head to the free throw line.
Nice job by Landry. She shakes her right hand. I don't know if it's not on her finger or something like that. See how it affects her index finger.
Brittany Jones picks up number 4. Shooting 2 will be Leah Landry.
We talked about fouls. Obviously, in that Brookings game, there were a ton of fouls called, and they were shooting a lot of free throws that night.
Landry's working on a double-double. She has 8 points, misses that free throw. It's going to be Griswold who comes away with it. Here's Thornton, now to Porter. 5 minutes to play. Porter around the screen, gets in the lane. Double team, splits the defenders.
Out of bounds.
It's knocked out of bounds by the Cobblers. It'll stay Raider basketball, but these last 6 points, it seems like they're not coming easy.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, and again, they're going to double Porter when she gets anywhere near the lane, and they did there. And Porter, she just tried to keep herself alive.
Porter posting up. Here's Falcon. Instead, they're going to go to Thornton, top the key. Thornton gives it to Porter. Porter against Landry, bats her way in. Second, gets in the paint, puts up the shot, no good. A battle for the rebound. And I think we're going to have a whistle against the Raiders.
I think it might be against Porter there. He's just kind of battling after it.
That is number 2 on Porter. 4th team foul against the Raiders. 4.5 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. It's a 12-point Raider lead, 42-30. Wetch along the baseline, kicks it outside to Landry. Landry on that left wing, dribbles to the top of the key. Looking inside, she's directing traffic. Landry around the screen, gets to the baseline, puts up the scoop shot. It's good for Landry, and she has a double-double tonight.
Just an incredible effort again by Landry. They needed more of that in the first half.
10-point Raider lead, 42-32 with 3:55 to go. Falcon for 3 at the other end. That one is short, no good. Seyu Atutapa went after the ball, and she knocks it out of bounds. So we have Brittany Jones, Finley Love, and Hallie Peterson back in the ball game. And Coley Cruz checks back in for the Cobblers. Landry gets the ball to Cruz in the front court. Cruz slows it down. Just a 10-point Raider lead. Picks up her dribble. Gets the ball to Shreve. Shreve on that wing. Passes back to Cruz. Cruz trying to work the ball to Landry. Landry, cross-court pass to Pierce for three. And it is in and out, no good. Shreve the offensive rebound. And we're going to get a whistle. That, I think, will be on Peterson.
Yeah, she just battling for like she always does. She's always in the mix of trying to get things. And I think we're going to go to the free throw line here.
That is the 15th foul. And the third on Hallie Peterson. Chloe Shreve at the free throw line, where she is shooting 60%. She is 3 for 5 from the free throw line. And what a game it's been for Chloe Shreve. She had 12 points in the first half, 14 points in the ball game. Hasn't quite had the success this second half. That free throw is no good. The ball is going to be knocked out of bounds by Olivia Pierce as Shreve missed the second. 3:23 left here in the fourth quarter. 42-33, a lead of 9 now for Rapid City Stevens. Brittany Jones works her way into the front court for the Raiders. Top the key, dribbles to the left, gets around the screen. They go to Love in the corner, out to Porter. Porter gets in the lane, puts up the shot, misses it. The ball's tapped around. Shreve comes away with it. They go to Wetch, now to Landry. Landry works her way into the front court. Landry being guarded by Porter. Gets to the baseline, trying to get it to Pierce. Now Pierce sends it out to Wetch. She'll shoot the three. That one is no good. A battle for the loose ball, and we're going to get a whistle, I believe, against the Cobblers.
It was like about 6 players who jumped up after that ball. Kind of hard to how you pick somebody out of that whole mess to come up with a foul.
That's number 4 on Chloe Shreve, and the third team foul against the Cobblers this quarter. Here comes Porter in the front court, and a timeout by Coach Dannenbring. He wants a full timeout.
Yeah, he's got a few to work with here. Again, he needs to preserve a lead here, so he's going to want to be able to kind of work these possessions a little bit more to try to get some quality out of it, keep it out of the hands of the Cobblers.
So we are going to take a break as well. Again, with 2:42 remaining here on the State Farm scoreboard, insured by agents Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick. It is Rapid City Stevens 42, Rapid City Central 33. We're back in 30 seconds.
Great news. I just got the State Farm personal price plan on our home and auto insurance.
You told our agent about my thing for romance novels?
No, you don't have to get that personal. Our agent just helped me choose affordable options to create a personalized price just for us.
Oh, sweet. Then you won't believe the love triangle Jen is in now.
Contact me, State Farm agent Scott Carlson, to create your personal price plan today.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
Fentanyl is a
Eligibility may vary.
And welcome back to Carroll Hire Gym on this Friday night with Dean Gurr. I'm Jerome Wickersham. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail broadcast booth. Sales, service, and recreation. 2 minutes and 42 seconds remaining in this ball game. Raider basketball. And they lead by 9, 42-33 over the Cobblers here in round 2. And Finley Love stepped out of bounds in the corner.
Yeah, they ran that flex inbound. Love runs the end line there. Porter sets up the screen. Then she drops in and was going to get the ball fed down low and get that one-on-one matchup.
Coley Cruz gets the ball into Landry. Landry being guarded by Love, gets into the front court, spins back to her left, gets to the elbow, and it's going to be Love with the steal. Now Love falls down. The ball is loose. Wetch picks it up.
This is going to go against Peterson.
That is number 4 on Peterson. And we go to the free throw line. Peyton Wetch, the 5'7" sophomore.
We'll be doing a lot of free throws here from kind of now on. I can't imagine this Raiders aren't going to try to attack the rim a little bit more and try to get to the free throw line themselves.
This is Peyton Wetch. Typically sees limited playing time. Makes that free throw as she gets her name in the scorebook here. 42-34. It's an 8-point Raider lead with 2:19 remaining. This game much different than the first meeting between these two teams. Second free throw, no good, just off the side of the iron. Porter gets the rebound. Porter being guarded by Leah Landry. Gets into the front court, and Landry is going to get called for the blocking foul.
Yeah. I don't know if Coach Young was saying something to Genevieve or to Landry. Landry, she did a great job. She was shifting back and forth, trying to cut off each side. But that second spin move that Porter did, Landry was late getting back over there and got foul number 4.
That is the fourth on Landry, fourth team foul against the Cobblers. Jones gets the ball in Thornton in the backcourt. Thornton crosses the timeline, gets around the screen to the right side. Looking inside, there's the bounce pass to Porter. Porter in the low post puts up the shot. It is no good. Shreve the rebound for the Cobblers, and then a whistle, and this is likely on Porter.
Yeah, she kind of hits her head like, why did I do that? Why did I do that? She got the ball. It was a great opportunity, the one-on-one matchup, but usually she does a really good job of making a move one way or another, and then she just squared up, and I believe it was against Landry. She squared up. She knows Landry has 4. Why she didn't go right after Landry, I don't know. But it almost was like she was stone frozen, not quite sure what to do with it.
Shreve misses the free throw. Then she has 14 points in the ball game. She's 4 of 8 from the charity stripe. Make that 4 of 9 as she misses both of them. Still an 8-point Raider lead. Porter in the front court. Porter trying to go coast-to-coast drive. Misses the shot. It goes out of bounds, and it's Cobbler basketball. Maybe frustration setting in a little bit for Leah Porter.
Yeah, and she's actually done a really good job of thinking about, you know what, I need to win the game, not worry about the record. Get the record, but I think she's kind of going after it. She had an opportunity. She drilled the ball, got the last rebound off the free throw, dribbled right into triple team coverage. She got out of it, but she had other Raiders wide open.
And Hallie Peterson fouls out of the game.
That's the second game in a row for her.
She will exit, and Jessa Griswold comes in the ball game to replace Peterson. Hallie Peterson takes a seat with 2 points, and Coach Dannenbrink, he wants a full 30-second timeout, in fact.
Yeah, absolutely. Still got a few to work with here. Trying to set some things up. I don't think he's trying to set up a play to try to get Porter some points. Okay? He's probably trying to manufacture points in general, but you can't help but think, okay, is Porter going to get the ball here?
So a minute 48 to go in the fourth quarter. It's 42-34. Rapid City Stevens by 8. Also, in just a quick scoring update in boys basketball tonight, Sturgis defeats Mapialuta 63-46. Sturgis on their way tonight. This is boys.
Okay.
Boys. And so Sturgis on their way to, I believe they're heading to Madison. They are going to be, Chamberlain tonight. They play in Madison tomorrow. They added a game against Vermilion tomorrow.
Wow.
This is Coley Cruz at the free throw line. She makes the first.
I think that touched every part of the rim before it decided to go in. Couldn't make up its mind.
And then girls basketball tonight with 7 minutes left in the fourth. Mapialuta 54, Sturgis 21. So both free throws good there for Coley Cruz. 6 points in the ball game, 42-36. Here's Finley Love driving in the paint, and she gets the layup for the Raiders.
Just so fast, they don't know what to do with her.
Just the fourth point of this third point of the ball game for Finley Love. Cruz at the other end, the reverse, no good. Porter comes away with it. Porter works her way in the front court. Porter in the paint. And a travel on to Leah Porter as she hits the deck.
Yeah, again, there were 4 Cobblers around her. She drives right in the lane. She saw players in front of her, and so she tried to stop and go up, but she just couldn't.
A minute 19 to go. It's still an 8-point lead for the Raiders. 44-36. In the front court, Leah Landry. Landry around the screen. Being guarded by Love. Takes a step back. Had that shot, I think, blocked or last touch by Love.
Yep, they've got a piece of it, yep.
And they're saying she did get a piece of it, so it'll stay Central basketball.
Could help officiating there.
Holy Cruz will trigger it in from the left baseline. She gets the ball into Shreve. Shreve hands it to Pierce. Joe Pierce in the paint. Picks up her dribble. They go to Landry. Landry bounced past to Shreve in the low post. Shreve triple-teamed.
Yep, triple.
And she lost the ball. She gets helped up. She gets helped up by Love.
And again, that's what you need. You need two people behind her, one on each side. Mr. Wickersham signals a timeout here.
Well, I can tell that Coach Young's talking to Royce Wurtzer. So now she is going to take a full timeout. So on the State Farm scoreboard, insured by agent Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick, with 52 seconds remaining. Rapid City Stevens 44, Rapid City Central 36 in this girls contest. We will step aside for just 30 seconds on 106.7 FM, 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City.
Synthetic opioid, up to 100 times stronger than morphine. Even a tiny amount can be deadly. It's often mixed with other drugs without your knowledge, increasing your risk of overdose. Protect yourself and your loved ones and avoid unknown substances. Stay informed, stay safe, and remember, one pill can kill. For more information on fentanyl prevention, visit your local health resource or speak to a healthcare professional today. This message was brought to you by the Great Plains Tribal Opioid Response, so that the people may live.
And welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail broadcast booth with Dean Gurr. I'm Jerome Wickersham. There's Pierce for three. That shot's no good. But Cruz, she got the rebound, but she's stepping on the line.
Yep. Great job, great effort. And right now, again, that's what the Cobblers are missing tonight. Hitting some shots from the outside.
Aubrey Maylou checks in for Chloe Shreve. 47 seconds remaining. We see some full court pressure D by the Cobblers. Now they ease back a little bit. Here's Talia Porter. Porter into the front court. Drives to the right, now back to her left. And we're going to get a reach-in foul on the Cobblers.
Porter's going to go to the line. Again, that's what she makes a lot of her money. When you think about it. I know there's no money. There's none of that in school basketball. Not yet, anyway. No transfer portal or whatever it's called nowadays.
First on Olivia Pierce. Here's Talia Porter. She's 2 for 3. Make that 3 for 4 now from the free throw line. 45-36. Back to a 9-point Raider lead. 39.4 seconds to play. Second free throw coming up by Porter. She makes it. She has 22 points now in the ball game. 35 seconds. Here's Cruz driving at the other end. Shot's no good as she hits the deck. Brittany Jones double-teamed in the backcourt. Jones pushes the ball to Griswold. Griswold, in a hurry, gets into the front court. They go to Finley Love. Love drives the right baseline. Puts up the shot. It's good for Love. Just touch the fingers. 16 seconds now in a 12-point Cobbler lead. Here's Love after the steal. She gets the basket.
And the Raiders pour it on.
Here's Shreve in the front court. She drives, and she's going to be fouled by Porter with 4 seconds remaining. But the Raiders, on their way to their 11th win of the season, they're leading by 14.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad foul. You got a foul to give, putting her on the line here, forcing her. It stops the clock here enough to get back the other direction, but I don't know that there's a 4-point play.
Yeah. Shreve makes the free throw. 15 points in the ball game for Chloe Shreve. Second free throw is good. 50-38. Here's Porter in the backcourt. They will let her dribble. She'll put up a shot at the buzzer. It is no good, and that's the ball game. Rapid City Stevens gets the win here at Carroll Higher Gymnasium. They win round 2 of the Rapid City rivalry. Again, on the State Farm scoreboard, insured by agents Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick. The final score here at Carroll Higher Gym in girls basketball action, Rapid City Stevens defeats Rapid City Central 50-38 was the final. We are going to step aside for 1 minute. When we come back, it's the Pioneer Bank and Trust postgame show right here on 106.7 FM, 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City.
When you ask for Black Hills Surgical Hospital, you ask for someone who believes in hospitality. You ask for someone who treats everyone like a VIP and believes the absolute best shouldn't cost more and makes you feel comfortable, even when you are vulnerable. You ask for someone who cares about the little things as much as the big things. You ask for someone who treats you like you are loved, because you are. Black Hills Surgical Hospital. Ask for us by name.
Shop the area's best selection of pre-owned Hondas and Honda Certified Pre-Owned at Danny Menholt Rushmore Honda. Get financing as low as 0.99% APR on certified pre-owned Civics, CRVs, HRVs, and Passports. 0.99. Plus, shop a lot full of used cars, trucks, and sport utilities, including a great selection of all-wheel drive and 4x4 trucks and SUVs. Virtually any make or model, imports and domestics. See us at Danny Menholt Rushmore Honda or RushmoreHonda.com.
Listening to South Dakota High School basketball on Fox Sports Rapid City, presented by Black Hills Surgical Hospital Sports Medicine and powered by Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center.
And welcome back to Carroll Higher Gymnasium on this Friday night with Dean Gurr. I'm Jerome Wickersham as we welcome you to the Pioneer Bank and Trust postgame show. Pioneer Bank and Trust is proud to support our local teams, and they're your trusted partner for all of your banking needs. Pioneer Bank and Trust is local. Visit pioneerbankandtrust.com. So it was Rapid City Stevens Raiders, the 5th-ranked team in Class AA girls basketball. They come in and they win round 2 of the rivalry over Rapid City Central, 50-38, a much closer ball game than we had in the first meeting between these two teams. With that win now, Rapid City Stevens improves to 11-2 on the season before they hit the road next week for a weekend road trip. For Rapid City Central, they drop to 0-12 on the season. Dean, as we look at these two teams, again, it was a good first quarter by the Cobblers, but we did see the Raiders, they kind of turned it on. They picked it up in the second quarter, and then they kind of they pretty much maintained that lead throughout the game. Every time the Cobblers would make a run, the Raiders would answer.
Right, and that's kind of a sign of a good team there who kind of knows you feel things. You want to continue because the landscape of a basketball game constantly shifts. You talk about it's a game of runs. That's what everyone says. And so when a team gets on a run, you take a timeout, you change a defense, you change an offense, you do something to either get yourself out of that funk or to stop the run of the other team. So good teams are able to keep that in check and continue to kind of make things happen, and that's kind of what the Raiders did tonight. They didn't shoot the greatest at all, but very consistent. They shot, 35% for the game, 35% in the second half, 34% in the first half. So they kind of shot consistently throughout the game, but they're just able to kind of turn it on when they need to. They put that press on, and they force the turnovers. They utilize their talent so well. We saw Finley Love just do some amazing things. She uses her quickness, her quick hands, her soft touch off the glass, all those things that she does, and obviously what Talia Porter does. The hustling, rebounding ability of the other Raiders, and kind of everybody. Falcon coming in and shooting threes off the bench. So they're able to capitalize on the talent that they have on the floor at the time, and just hit that little extra acceleration when they need to. And so when they feel things start to slip, they kind of shift it in next gear and kind of keep rolling with it.
Absolutely. So again, the Raiders get the win tonight, 50-38. It was the Cobblers who led at the end of the first quarter, 13-10. But then the Raiders outscored Rapid City Central 17-8 to take the lead 27-21 at halftime. And then we had a low-scoring third quarter, but the Raiders outscored the Cobblers 9-6 to lead by 9 at the end of 3, 36-27. And then again, they get the win 50-38. Taking a look at our box score for this ball game. Today's box score brought to you by The Box. The Box is the Midwest's most innovative event center, featuring the best courts and space to host multiple games. The Box is the premier youth sports venue in the area, but sports aren't the only thing they can host. The Box can cater and host any of your meetings, conventions, or receptions. To plan your next event, visit thebox.live. For the Rapid City Stevens Raiders, again, Talia Porter finishes with a double-double, 22 points, 10 rebounds, and Talia Porter comes up just 4 points short or shy from breaking Becky Hammond's all-time record.
Yeah, and, you know, we'll quick say credit to the Cobblers. When she got the ball, they knew in that second half, they knew to keep her out of the paint. They when she tried to make a move, it wasn't within 5 feet of the lane. It was about 10 feet away. And so she tried to make that move, and just she couldn't get that touch or the lean or whatever that, you know, we're so used to all throughout the season. And just in that second half, they did a much better job of, quote, corralling her.
Mm-hmm. So, again, 22 points and 10 rebounds for Talia Porter. Also, 9 points for Hayden Thornton. He had 7 points for Finley Love, all coming in the fourth quarter. 6 points for Haley Falcon, 4 for Jessa Griswold, and 2 for Hallie Peterson, who fouled out for the second straight game. Looking at the Rapid City Central Cobblers, the Cobblers were led by Chloe Shreve with 16 points and 6 rebounds. It was Leah Landry, who did get in some foul trouble, but she was able to finish with a double-double, 10 points and 15 rebounds. Also tonight we had 6 points for Chloe Cruz, who got the starting nod, 3 points for Olivia Pierce, 2 points for Aubrey Maylou, and 1 for Peyton Wetch. And Dean, some other stats?
Well, you know, with the double-double by Landry tonight, great. You love to see that. The thing is, she got no offensive rebounds, and you love it when she can get in there, get a few of those, get some second-chance point opportunities. And that's kind of part of that game that she brings. I mean, she got 10 points. You know, that's great. It wouldn't be nice to have a few more out of her tonight. But, again, those second-chance opportunities for there. We already talked about the balanced shooting percentage for the Raiders. How about the Cobblers? Unfortunately, great first half, 47%. They only shot 19% in that second half. So, you know, the percentages kind of gone down, and they just couldn't quite get to where they needed to get the shots up again. Some second chance opportunities. Only 2 offensive rebounds all night for the Cobblers. That's kind of part of that equation that they needed. The perimeter shooting, some more second chance opportunities. Kind of all that was kind of the reason why it was only about a 10-point game there. If you think about it, it was 67-39 the first time, only 50-38. So the game felt a whole lot closer even than the 50-38 score. I think Chloe Shreve wants to play the Raiders every game all year long.
She seems to have her best
15 points this time, 18 points last time. She's like, bring on the Raiders.
So, again, that's a quick look at our box score being brought to you by The Box as the Raiders get the win 50-38 here at Carroll Higher Gymnasium. Again, you're listening to the Pioneer Bank and Trust post-game show right here on Fox Sports Rapid City. Let's take a look at our highlight of the game. The Highmark highlight of the game brought to you by Highmark Credit Union. Highmark offers Spirit debit cards featuring our local high school mascots on the front. And then every time you use the card, Highmark makes a donation back to that school. Show your school spirit and open an account at Highmark. Just visit highmarkfcu.com. And this is our high-mark highlight of the game. Here's the ball. They let it bounce. Now Porter picks it up. Porter into the front court. 7 seconds. Porter around the screen to the left. Drives the left baseline. Falling down, she kicks it out to Falcon for 3. And the basket is good for the buzzer.
Boy, what a setup. Porter she got double-teamed again, keeping her away from the basket. She kind of started to fall down. No problem, collects herself, finds her beloved teammate. The Falcon Flyer lets it go.
Haley Falcon knocks down the 3 at the buzzer. And again, our highlight of the game. How many times do you think we've used Haley Falcon? I mean, she hits some big shots. She's known for her three-point shooting, and she hits some big shots for the Raiders.
You know what? And she saves it for the varsity game, because in the junior varsity game, I don't think she hit a single one. I don't know. She didn't take too many of them. I don't remember. I'm busy doing my job down there. But I do remember a couple of shots that didn't go in. So, hey, save it for the varsity game. I think she'll take it.
Absolutely. So, Dean, we'll turn to you before we wrap things up. We'll turn to you for our player of the game.
Well, we have to go with, our 2 players to watch. They were kind of the stars, so to speak, out there. For the visiting Cobblers, I like what Chloe Shreve. She definitely had a great game tonight with the double-double, collecting those rebounds, keeping the Raiders from second-chance opportunities for Leah Landry, throwing in 10 points. You want to see a little bit more, but that's all right. She kind of turned it on in that second half. She just is such a presence on the floor that you have to know what she's doing at all time, and you have to game plan around her. And, of course, for the Raiders, it's none other than Talia Porter easily. Tonight it was the second game. It was the night of double-doubles for both Leah Landry and Talia Porter. She scored 22 points. This night was sponsored by the number 2. 22 points, 10 rebounds. Talia Porter is my Raider player of the game.
And that's our players of the game. And for both of these teams now, they will have a week off before next Friday night. They hit the road, but, boy, it does not get easy next week, as both the Cobblers and the Raiders, they get to take on top-ranked O'Gorman and Brandon Valley next Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, it is. That's a tough weekend there. Then they've got Harrisburg coming to town the following weekend, and then I think in 2 weeks after that, they have Washington and Lincoln. The Lincoln girls are struggling right now, but the Washington girls are a tough matchup. So they are. Tough February coming up as you kind of start coasting in, start thinking about the playoffs coming up. But, yeah, the undefeated, you think about it, the O'Gorman Knights, Lady O'Gorman Knights were undefeated last year. They are still undefeated. They even lost quite a bit of talent.
They did.
But they just keep feeding. It's just like a well of talent that just keeps feeding into there. And so it's going to be a very tough game. Obviously, it's going to be the Talia Porter night. It's almost inevitable, unless something crazy happens, that she's going to hit that big mark, and hopefully the O'Gorman Knights will stop the game and kind of, acknowledge the honor somehow.
Yep, because, again, Talia Porter, 3 points from tying it, 4 points from getting the all-time scoring record here at Rapid City Stevens Raiders, or here at Rapid City Stevens High School. So just 4 points away from breaking Becky Hammond's record. Our next broadcast, then, of course, we'll be back here tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, about 6:45 with our pregame show. But it will be the boys who take center stage. So Rapid City Stevens hosting Rapid City Central. Again, they played once before. It was the Raiders getting the win. But I think the way those two teams are playing, I think we're in store for quite a battle tomorrow night.
We knew tonight would, for the Lady Cobblers and Raiders night, would be kind of a different story than the previous night, and we were treated to that. But you're right, tomorrow night, there's no team hotter right now than the Rapid City Central Cobblers. They are absolutely on fire. They're playing at the top of their game right now. And the Raiders are still playing well, but they kind of go up and down. Sometimes you're not quite sure what you're going to get possession to possession, quarter to quarter with the Stevens Raiders. So you know they're going to want to bring their A game tonight. They played really well when they played at Howard Nas Gymnasium. But tomorrow night, it is going to be a huge battle. It's going to be a fantastic night of basketball that you don't want to miss.
You know, it was 48-26. The Raiders won that first meeting over there at Howard Nas Gym, but I can't imagine we're going to get a score like that tomorrow night.
I can't either. That Gilbert White Jr. is just an absolute freak of nature. What the things that he does out on the court, I was talking to some coworkers at work about him, and I said, and he's just so infectious through everyone. He just sends that vibe into all the other players, and especially the guard play. Just steps up, and they're all just turning their game into a game. So every guard brings in their A game. It's all just amazing, the things that he does and what he does for his team. It's going to be a totally different game.
It'll be a lot of fun tomorrow night. I believe they're moving up senior night, so I believe the Raiders will honor the senior class, the senior players. So it should be just a fun evening tomorrow night.
Of course you want to do that against your rivalries. What else would you want to do?
So again, that's tomorrow night. Rapid City Stevens hosting Rapid City Central in boys basketball action. About 6:45 with our pregame show, unless the games are running a little late. Really? But about 6:45 and then 7 o'clock for the tip-off. And that is going to be tomorrow night right here on Fox Sports Rapid City. But that's going to do it. That will wrap up the Pioneer Bank and Trust post-game show right here on Fox Sports Rapid City. Again, we want to thank Matt Kearney back at the station for everything that he does each and every broadcast. And again, this has been high school basketball action on 106.7 FM, 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City, and online at foxsportsrapidcity.com, as well as on GoRaidersLive.com. For Dean Gurr, I'm Jerome Wickersham. Have a great rest of your Friday evening, and we'll see you back here tomorrow night for more basketball action on Fox Sports Rapid City. Have a great night, everyone.
Hi, this is Nate Brown reminding you to join the Nate Brown Show live weekdays from 4 to 6 p.m. It's Rapid City's sports talk show and Rapid City's only call-in radio show. With big-name guests from across the country to the local sports coverage you just can't get anywhere else. Join the conversation every weekday for thought-provoking sports talk. This is your show. Don't miss the Nate Brown Show from 4 to 6 p.m. on 106.7 FM and 1150 AM. And stream us all the time at foxsportsrapidcity.com.
How do we solve our patients' hard-to-solve medical problems? Our doctors and specialists collaborate, sharing their vast knowledge and Mayo Clinic's unique expertise. It's this working together that helps solve our patients' hard-to-solve medical problems. Monument Health, proud member of the Mayo Clinic Care Network.
When you ask for Black Hills Surgical Hospital, you ask for someone who believes in hospitality. You ask for someone who treats everyone like a VIP and believes the absolute best shouldn't cost more and makes you feel comfortable, even when you are vulnerable. You ask for someone who cares about the little things as much as the big things. You ask for someone who treats you like you are loved, because you are. Black Hills Surgical Hospital. Ask for us by name.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.